Listen, and this is where you meet and you get the insight to some of the dopest people out there. And today we get to find out, and we're gonna meet Miss Donna Smith, the artist, the Facebook group chat.
Mm-hmm. I'm an artist. Mm-hmm. I'm a talk show host.
Right.
I am in a minute getting ready to be an author. My book she just sent me the copy edit. She edited it. I'm looking it over, right. And I'll be submitting that probably in the next week or less to get it published. So that's gonna be something else. Arthur Donna Smith. Okay.
Come on now. Arthur. Arthur Donna Smith. Well, you know, hey, this is what we do. I know she hosts a dope show because I get the chance to administrate it for her, and that grown folks talk is bananas. Yeah. But first, I want to go back. I want to talk about the artist. Let's go, artist. Now, your last project is out now.
Yes, it
is. And the name of that project is
Come and Get It.
Come and Get It.
Come and Get It.
Right. How many songs or expressions is on Come and Get It? How many you have on there?
Well, Come and Get It is 12 tracks on that entire CD. Mm-hmm. And actually, I was inspired to do that based more so on life, relationships, situations, love. A lot of the songs on there is talking about, whether somebody's been hurt, mm-hmm. and they trying to get back at somebody, or what would I do is one of them, where we've all been in situations where we've lost that love. Mm-hmm. We've been hurt. We've been let down. We will do whatever to just get back in the graces of that person. I mean, everybody, maybe not at this point in your life, but we've all been at a point in our lives where we loved that hard. Right. Where we would just lose our mind without this person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was inspiring, just based on, I do a lot of my writings based on what I feel in the moment, real life experiences, things that people share with me. Mm-hmm. And I get in that zone and that mode, and I'll just write about it. Come and Get It, which is a signature track on this CD, is a real hot and spicy type of track, where a lot of people see that and they come and get it. What's she talking about?
That's exactly what I said.
Is she giving tricks or treats? I mean, what's really going on, right? Is it Halloween? So they look. And when when you go into the studio and based on what I've written, I can't tell you, nothing is scripted. I can't tell you what kind of face I'm gonna put on behind that beat or whatever, behind that mood. But when Lady D comes out, she comes out, and that one was hot and sizzling, and it was just, it just took me there with come and get it.
I'm gonna share that. After this interview, I'm gonna put it on there. We're gonna let everybody see this Come and Get It thing.
And the beat is just so funky. Dun, 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 dun. It's just a funky, and when you put on that mode and you just let your mind flow, just like with any type of art, mm-hmm. music or what have you, music is art. You have to open yourself up to allowing yourself to step outside of your box. That's why I'm so intrigued about the butterflies. Mm-hmm. I love butterflies because they flap their wings and they fly, and it doesn't matter what the day breeze is, what's going on, they just flap. And when I stepped out of my box some years ago and began to flap, that was the greatest time for me in my life, and it still is.
Badass. So most people, that you gave somebody some nuggets, because most artists always try to create music within their box, stuff they used to. And the most talented, dopest musical expressions come when you uncomfortable, when you out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Then you come up with that wah wah wah. Yeah, but you
Yes.
know, I know because doing some research, I know at once upon a time you used to be on stages doing
Mm-hmm.
some I
I
don't know
used
if
to
it's
be on,
spoken word or
man.
some spoken word or some wop wop or what do you call what
I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you. Let me give you a little insight on what took me out of my box. You know, I was a manager for a while at a very well known hospital for about 15 years, and they went through a little setback of financial problems, and they had to do some layoffs. And one of the ladies that worked with me, her name is Rose. I was her manager at one time. She's also been on our show, Miss Rose.
Oh, Miss Rose.
I was her supervisor. But anyway, she came in my office one day, and I was writing some poetry, and she kind of looked over, in my business, looked over at my computer. I'm like, what you doing?
Seen her,
I'm
so you probably right. She did
I'm
that, yeah.
typing up some stuff. And she said, "Oh, that sounds good. You do poetry?" Now she didn't know that side of my life.
Right,
She knew me as the manager.
right,
And
right.
I said, well, yeah, I write a little something sometime. And it was based on love. Back then I was writing more like, the sky is blue, roses are
Oh,
red, I want to be with
kind of
you
corny
and
shit,
love.
but
You know what I'm saying? It was just simple, just lovely stuff, right?
yes, yes.
And she saw that and she's like, wow, my brother, he got this little thing going on down in Jack London Square. His name was Stretch 'em Out Entertainment, and he was doing this spoken word erotica spoken word
Oh,
at his joint down there. So when she told me about it, she said, "Yeah, call him, because you're good at what." Now I had never written anything on an erotic tip in my life. It was like people was corny doing that. What's
right,
wrong with
right.
him? What's wrong with her? They perverts. They crazy. But
Right.
anyway, she was like, "No, check him out. You it may be something." I say, "I don't get. I ain't no." And then she just kept pushing. So I decided to give him a call, and he wanted to meet me. And I went down to the joint. I stepping out. This is before I even got laid off, but I was stepping out the box a little bit. I'm like, let me just see.
Let me
It
see.
ain't gonna
Yeah.
hurt to see what they do, right? So he told me one night to come down, and people would get on stage. You sign up, and you just get up there and do your thing. And you could do any kind of spoken word. You can read it, you can whatever. It could
Mhm.
be erotic, it could be not, whatever you want to do, right? So I sat in the audience for a little bit and I watched and I'm like, oh, they is saying, wow. And then I watched how the audience was actually moved. They were moved by this. I mean, growing up, we would get spanking for even thinking them kind of thoughts, right? And I'm saying, she said what? He said what? So I'm thinking and I'm sitting back, letting my creative mind go, and I said, you know, maybe I should try to just write, just write something and just see where my mind goes with that, right? So I told him I would come back one week or so. He said, "Yeah, come on back. You sexy. You got this look, man. You probably will get up." I'm like, whatever. So 2 weeks later, during the 2 weeks, I started writing, and I just let my imagination go. I let my mind flow, and fantasy, life, experiences, stuff. I just started
Stuff.
writing it. So I went down there 2 weeks later. I invited a couple of friends, and they say, "Donna, you gonna do it?" I say, "I don't know. I'm nervous. And I say, well, give me a shot of that Hennessy right there."
Go,
So they
that'll do
got me a shot of Hennessy. Woo!
it.
And I said, "Give me another one." Woo! Okay. So I had one of my signatures back then is I would use these little cards like this. And I would have my little stuff on the cards. And because it was my writings, and I love storytelling. I love bringing stuff to life. So I took a chance and went up there, and I had three of them I did, and they were sexy, they were erotic, they were, shit. One was called "Lay It Down," and I was just and I just stepped out that box, and I
Boom.
didn't care. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna bring it, and I mean, if I didn't get a standing ovation
Mm, mm,
before I
mm.
left there, I could not believe. And he say, I told you. And I was reading the cards, but because my interaction with the audience and reading back then, and I'm bringing it, you never would have known I was reading it. You was
Right,
paying
right, right,
attention to what I was saying. And
right,
from
right.
that point, I started flapping and I started writing and I started delivering. And where I had to draw the line is as I developed as an artist and actually started recording, I had to give them more of something else. So that's why I do a variety because I want to give you the sexy because that moves people and it sells. But I also want to give you the intellectual side of me out.
Right,
Not to
right.
say sex is not intellectual. I'm just saying
Absolutely.
I want you to know if someone came and say, "Well, okay, that's hot. She does that. Well, what else does she do?" I want to be able to say, "Okay, yeah, here's one about the youth.
Hmm.
Here's one about the lady, the husband cheated on her.
All
Here's
righty.
one
Yeah.
about, I like doing inspirational type of stuff too. Sometimes I'll go there with my posts and my writings because somebody needs to hear that.
Hmm.
Somebody needs to feel good about who they are because in the moment they may not be feeling too good.
Right. That's right.
You
That's right.
know, they may be going through something that has stripped them of everything. A lot of women go through that, the
Mm.
insecurities, not feeling good about themselves, not keeping themselves up. Maybe they was hurt by somebody and they just, so I try to give that inspiration that, hey, you are the bomb.
The bomb. Tick, tick.
Okay.
Boom.
Beauty comes is way deeper than just this outer, because I done seen some fine folks, but they ugly as hell inside.
Raggedy than a motherfucker. You ain't lying. I was
Raggedy. Yeah,
raggedy
that's
ass.
the word right there.
They
They
raggedy as
raggedy.
hell. Yeah. Beautiful. It's two words. They raggedy than a mother. You like, what the
They
hell?
just raggedy, and you be like, wow. And so, I try to give that. And then I did a few little things. I did some stuff. I was going around. Did some stuff in Concord. I did
You was on a
Kimball's
little mini tour and
downtown.
shit. You was on a little tour going
Yeah,
around too.
I was kind of feeling my little self. I was like, whoa, this thing is feeling kind of good, and I liked moving people. I liked just my words being able to move you.
Mhm.
That's what moved me. And so the more I got into it, the more deeper it became to me. And then I had to kind of lay it down for a minute. Mom got sick and I kind of, had to put some stuff on the shelf and I stopped kind of never lost my flutter, but I love it. I love what I do. Um, I get some judgment.
That's okay.
I guess we all do. I get some judgment
Absolutely.
sometimes because I don't sugarcoat. When I go nasty, I go nasty.
Right, right.
And when
And
I
ain't
go
nothing wrong with
straight,
that.
I go straight. I remember one time on the stage down in Jack London, I did a love poem. I did a nasty, then I did a love poem. When I came off stage and this guy put me to the side, he said, "You know what, Lady D? I really like that love poem you did, but I
Mhm.
really like that nasty shit."
I'm sure.
And the way
That's
he said it, he was kind of telling me, "Girl, you need to bring the nasty
the
stuff." You know
nasty
what I'm
is the
saying?
nasty. Yes.
So I say, "Okay, I get it. I get it." I say, "But I got to give you something else sometime." I just, you know, I was
Absolutely.
being stalked and everything. I was like,
Oh shit! I'm glad.
"Somebody walk me to my car, please."
Oh, you was in there. You was on a little. Hey, did that Hennessy have
the hit,
anything to do
but the,
with
the
that?
Hennessy kind of just, and I don't even drink Hennessy no more. I switched to something else, but the Hennessy just gave me that warmth and that Lady D, that id.
Mm.
That Lady D is my id. She's the one when she comes out, when Lady D comes out, is on.
It's on.
Okay. And it's not that alcohol has to make her come out. It's
Mm.
just, you got a big crowd of people. We all get nervous when people
Oh
just
yeah.
looking at us and they want,
Absolutely.
and it's whatever helps put you in your comfort zone as long as you stay in control.
Right.
You need to do whatever whether it's you're praying, you're woosahing, you drink, you smoke, I don't
Whatever.
judge, whatever you need to get you out there to loosen up a little bit
Mhm.
because sometimes, with the lights and everybody looking at you, you can be like, Oh boy.
Oh, girl, you preach to the choir. I've probably been on 1,000,000,000 shows, and I can't tell you none of them I did sober, 100% sober. I can't even make music here in the crib without
So
something.
you know what I'm saying.
You
Then
can't.
sometimes you just need a little.
That was interesting. But from there, after you left the stage, and now you do these is that your first musical project? This Come and Get It CD? Is this your first musical
No,
project?
actually, wow. If you Google me, Donna Smith or Lady D, because I got music under both names. I
Hmm.
started off with Lady D as my stage name,
Hmm.
which is my unique id name. It's just that there's a lot of Lady D's out there, and some
Right,
people.
right.
Somebody came to me one day. I heard you on the radio, Lady D. That was you on. I said, no, that's.
No,
I
not
wish it
real.
was, but it wasn't.
Right.
So and even with Donna Smith, it's common, but it's to distinguish. I started doing it under Donna Smith too, but I have a lot of stuff out. My very first CD was Special Delivery, which was a maxi single.
Hmm.
That's when I for the first time, went into the studio and flapped my wings, and it's a pretty nice, I must say, for the first time. There's three naughty tracks. There's two that's one is called The Diamond That I Am, and it
Hmm.
talks about this woman puffing her up, building her up. Her man cheated on her. She saw him in the club with another woman when she walked in, and he shined her on and didn't pay her any attention, and the way it made her feel. And then by the end of the song, the track, the floetry, the poetry, whatever you want to call it, um she got it back. She got herself. She's the diamond that I am. And so I was inspired to write that one, because a lot of times, especially women, you become so broken when you're in a situation where you find out somebody, I mean, men too, you find
Right.
out somebody's cheated on you, or you walk into something. How many people can sit up and tell you stories? I came home and such was in my bed with my wife or my husband, or I saw him out somewhere. I mean, people go through devastations that can actually break you. I have one on there that that's called my talks,
My
and it's my
talk.
punene talks, but
Right,
it's
right,
not
right.
called that. But it's my punene talks,
Hmm.
and that is a hot, sizzling. My
Hmm.
pussy talks, and it's so sexy, and the way that beat rolled, the words, that was the track that had me saying, "Girl, you need to flap your wings
Flap
and
your
do what
wings.
you do." Like there's one that's called ABCs, and that's a hot. I did a single on that. If they go to CD Baby, they can see everything. All
CD
my
baby. Okay, I'm gonna
Donna
put that
Smith,
down there. Donna Smith
Lady
CD
D.
baby. Hmm.
Go to CD Baby. I got a lot of stuff out, but it's one that I created called ABCs, and um, it's a real cute one, and it goes through the alphabet. Start breaking it down. I'll say ass, and I got plenty.
Hmm.
Breast, ooh, nice and full. And then I may say coochie, coochie.
Finna go find
Pass it
this motherfucker right
around.
now. I'm finna go
You know,
find this motherfucker.
yeah, you just go down and tick, and it's just the way I put the in tick, and the
Right.
beat and but it's so cute, it's so creative that when people listen to it, and
Right.
so I keep their captivation through the entire and it just depends on how I play out each alphabet. I may be on that damn poem for 10 minutes. Shit. It just
Hmm.
depends, because when I get to orgasm, I'm gonna take you there.
Take you there. I'm already on here trying to say, okay, CD baby, ABC,
It's called
Lady
ABCs.
ABCs. And that's gonna be under the Donna Smith, Lady D,
That
or
one I did ABCs under. I think that was under Donna Smith.
Donna Smith.
And
We're gonna
when you
find
go
that.
on CD Baby, like I say, they usually have it all to, like they'll have Donna Smith, then they'll have Lady D, they'll have all
Mhm.
my. But if you Google like the name of it, Donna Smith ABCs, then it'll come up where I'm at. Where is that? I mean, it's
Gotcha,
on
gotcha.
Amazon, it's on iTunes, it's on all my stuff, and I've been just I just been loving it, and the
That's badass.
creativity behind it.
That's wonderful. I mean, you telling the story. So you get from there to creating. I'm just going from what I know. You go from
Mm-hmm.
that music to from the stage to the music, the landing music. Now you have a different project that I'm gonna share some music on that, and then you have had this Facebook chat group that's been going on
Yes.
from. I just kind of like dipped into it, did someone invited me into it, told me it was like great. And I've been
Yes.
this Facebook chat group has been saving people also. And you created that off of the same kind of platforms, right?
Same kind of platforms of trying to just think outside the box, find myself. I started writing more. I decided to go back to school. I went to San Francisco State as a broadcasting electronic major.
Right now.
And during that time, I started playing around with Facebook. Had heard about it, started posting little stuff like, "Good morning, how are you? Where's my coffee at?" Little stuff. And it was amazing how people started looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started writing down little questions. What can I post today? And then I made, post something about, well, what do you think about, cheating on going on a date for the first time and it's a flop or something like that.
Right.
And I was just getting this feedback, and then people was friending me and they was liking the vibe. So I started posting more questions and more questions, and before I knew it, it became part of my day every day. I had to take a couple of hours out of my, I took it as giving back to myself. I say, you know what? It's something going on with this. My questions, my conversation, my dialogue is moving people. People were coming to me in my inbox. Man, if you was a fly on my wall, I'm going through the same thing. How did you know? Wow, you and I'm like, wow, people therapeutic. And then it was therapy for me because I was lost. I was still trying to find me at this mid life stage
Yes.
of my life. And, I'm like, wow, they're answering this shit. And I'm learning some stuff. Man, the way he broke that down and she broke that. And it just became so so much fun and something that I looked forward to. People started gravitating. It got really crazy for a minute. I mean, it was crazy where I was like, I need an assistant because I couldn't
Wow.
be online all the time. And people was in my inbox or people want you to engage. They want to know that you're watching and you're around. So I'm holding the cell phone. I'm at work or at school, on my break. I'm trying to, okay, I gotta answer this one. I gotta post something. And it just became a wonderful thing. And as the years has went on, and one of the reasons I went to school for broadcasting is because um my my passion, once I kind of started flapping and realized, I knew I was a writer. I knew I loved music, and I knew I wanted to be a talk show host. I wanted to have my own talk show, and I wanted to do it on the level of real life, grown folk type of stuff, not no
That's what it is.
fabricated, made up. We're gonna talk about the English and the British today, and don't half the folks I know don't know nothing about English and British.
For
So I'm
real.
just saying, I wanted to talk about some stuff that I saw
Oh, hold
based on my
on.
years that
Mm-hmm.
moved people. When you
Right.
get to talking about sex, when you get to talking about relationships, life, self-esteem,
Mm-hmm.
I try to steer away from religion, even though I love my Almighty God. But that
Absolutely.
becomes very debateful. But I will throw it in there every now and again. But it's religion and politics. You can kind of get yourself in.
Yeah.
And you don't get as much interaction because some people are scared to really go there deep with it unless they're badgering somebody
You
or
ain't lying
just
about that.
they don't want to really go there on the intellectual. They want to just and that's not what we trying to do. What we trying to do is bring a positive vibe so that people will feel okay answering questions, giving their outlook about it, and
Mm-hmm.
sharing what they feel without being judged. Not about badgering
I
each
love it.
other. There were so many times on the Facebook, it's calmed down a little bit now because I guess I've been doing it. It's been about 10 years now that
Okay.
actually, wow, 10 years. Yeah. Um, I used to have to do special posts and really get on people about this is not a place to be down talking somebody or beating
Hmm.
them up based on their opinion. This is their opinion. If this post is not for you, you can gladly slide on by it. But this is how this person feels. This is how you feel. And I
That's right.
think one unique quality, even to our Zoom show, that I'm loving so much because it's taken things to a different level, a different dynamic. At first, I was a little apprehensive about Zoom. I don't
Hmm.
know, maybe
Yeah.
because I had never used Zoom. I had been introduced to it and invited to things, but I never really, you know. And I'm saying my show on Zoom, But then after speaking with you guys and really doing our test pilot and really kind of the first couple of times, it's like, you know what? This is cool. This is really cool. And I think that is I know that it's a lot of potential moving forward with this. I believe this is just a step to greater steps.
Absolutely.
And right now with the pandemic and technology and stuff, it's like we need to be taking advantage of this. And I think that it puts us more in a personable zone for those who don't mind being in front of
Hmm.
the camera, because we still have those who love hiding behind the keyboard. The keyboard is and it could just be that's their comfort zone and they haven't stepped outside of the box yet. And once they do, they'll love it. And then there's some people who just don't want to be.
Just don't want to
They
be.
don't want to be seen in that light. But the ones that do, I think it's definitely moving towards some great things, and the interaction, the people we've had on the show,
Hmm.
they've been very open and
Very open.
opinionated.
Look, very open.
It's no tension. It's
Yeah.
nobody's beating each other up. Ron, you and I believe definitely have the gift of knowing how to check but not check.
Right, right. Yeah.
We know how to pull out the real but not
Right, right.
really. You know what I'm
Just yeah,
saying?
right, correct, correct,
And
correct. That's
that's
right.
a good thing to have, because you don't want to make anybody feel. I mean, we really, really, really appreciate everyone that come on the show. I appreciate everyone that's on the Facebook, the blogs, the YouTube videos, all of that. Um, and I just think it's a great thing for us all. We're helping each other. We're helping each
Yeah.
other to work out some things.
Absolutely, because we elections going on. You don't know what's going on. The orange dude
Yeah.
tripping or what, whatever. So these little, I look forward to being on our chat group. I look forward to coming and being behind the scene, talking. And we had
Mm-hmm.
to change the time because of, some work schedule, but we're gonna continue to do that. Donna Smith Zoom show. It's phenomenal. It is. It's therapeutic
Yeah.
for me. I heard that. I heard you say
Right.
nothing goes unread. And I want to say, from a person who, do things, the gift of your pen, your ability to write and to like kind of capture stuff and make people talk. I don't know if you had to go to school to learn how to do that, but I mean, or this is just, life's own focus or whatever. But it is, because I promise you, I came on that show saying I ain't gonna say shit. I'm just gonna be narrating. Now I'll be logged on before y'all like this.
You be like, girl, where you at?
I mean, where we at
Is
now?
it coming? I just thank God. I want to thank God for that creative, um,
Yeah,
I don't know what I want to call it, that gift that he's given me as a writer, as a storyteller, as one to just come out and bring things on the top of my head. He's the one that made that possible. And the more I did it, the better I got with it. And I know he has something in store for me to do with it. That's why I haven't given up.
that's
People
right.
ask me all the time, you've been doing this for X amount of years. Damn, when you gonna stop? I'm not gonna stop till I drop, because there's a plan. There's something that's gonna transpire from this. And each person that a question helps, each time we do a show and one person gets something out of it based on a topic we've talked about,
Mhm.
that's what's up.
That's what's up. That's hey,
That's what's up.
well, let me give you a bounce pass. There's some people I've been known. People have tell me this. Certain people you could just always talk to, no matter when you talk to them. They have that friendly personality, and you feel like you can tell them something, you probably wouldn't tell anybody else.
Right.
You might not say, that other day I really shouldn't have fucking did that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have that open personality for people to go ahead and just sprinkle they stuff on you. Because first of all, they know you're not gonna be judgmental. Second of all, you look like I just want to talk to her anyway. You'd be like, I just want to just what she say. Maybe it's I've never seen none of the
As
stuff
long as
at the
they
Jack
paying
Brothers,
attention, just pay attention.
and they paying attention. And they pay attention. But I don't want. I want to make sure that people tune in to see those what days that Zoom show is. What day? When we
We're
got that
coming
show?
on this Sunday. Actually, this Sunday will be 4 o'clock.
Yes,
It's gonna be
that's for
four
them to
o'clock.
zoom in 4 to. But yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and we go from like 4 to 5:30. We want people to be on time, but we'll say this: if you chime in after we've started, it's okay. We'll pick you up, and you'll get into it, and you'll just go on from there. It's okay. Sometimes I know life demands. You got things to do, stuff happening, and you want to be a part of it. And some people shy away because they'll say, "Oh man, it already started."
Nope. Come
Well,
on in.
we want you to come on in because your comment or what you got to say just may help that next person. It may help me, shoot, because I was, oh, come on in there.
Come on.
Get it.
Come and get it.
It has 12 tracks on there. Some of it is adult listening, some of it you can listen to it with your kids. But you got to be caution. You caution because some of it is naughty. But it's called Come and Get It. There is a track on there called Come and Get It, which is my signature track. It opened me up more. I can say this was a project that I really, really flapped. And you gotta have an open mind. You gotta be sitting back, get the CD, sit back and just chill and listen to it. Hold on to the words, the mode, the funkiness.
To hook up. And I mean, this been therapy for me. I had to get you on here and do your own personal interview about Miss Lady T.
Oh,
Donna
and
Smith.
I'm so honored.
You out there spreading the love to everybody in the world, including some pretty lady up here reading off a card. It's got some history behind it. It's got some pain behind it. It's got some thought process behind it. It's got some. This when you tune in, you're gonna instantly know that this is real. This is a
I didn't just roll out the bed yesterday and decided I want to have some fun and post some Facebook questions and do a Zoom. I mean, this is years in the brewing, and this is the development of the beautiful woman that I've become, the butterfly that I've become. There was a stage in my life years ago that you couldn't have got me to do anything close to what I'm doing now. I was in a bubble. I was to myself. I was withdrawn. I'm such a gregarious flapping butterfly now, and I love this about me at this stage in my life. And I'm just ready to just bring it, to just, bring on new opportunities, change people's mindsets. So what? I've had a new chapter, but it's gonna be greater.
It's gonna be great.
So, and I share my story because I want it to be inspiring for somebody else. Don't give up. It has nothing to do with how old you are. I had people in my classroom that was in their 70s doing career changes. If you have a passion and it's something you want to do and you are driven and led to do it, do it. Don't let nobody tell you different. Your age ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Nathan. And you heard it.
I'm gonna leave that right there.
You heard it from the wonderful Lady D, Donna Smith. You can find her on Music on CD, baby. There's a whole list. I'll probably be posting it for the next week. Music on CD, baby. Life stories everywhere. Time it to her group. Leave a comment or two. Be respectful. Tune into the Zoom show. You just fix your background up, again, just come right on. You don't even have to have a background.
This Sunday, you guys, this Sunday.
And bring it there. Bring it there. Let it go. Watch it bounce around. And you're going to go, one of those answers or one of those people's opinion may just trigger something in your mind to deal with it.
Yes.
Either leave it, beat it up,
people
leave
think
it,
that
or
they're
whatever.
the only one going through something. You're not.
Yeah,
There
never.
is a it's so comforting to know sometimes that you're not the only one feeling this way, or you're
Absolutely.
not the only one tripping this way. There's a lot of people, and it helps them heal when they know other people are dealing with something similar and have gotten
Similar.
through it
That's easy.
and have gotten through it.
How easy is that of a show, especially when a person can get up and I always say it's always easy to be yourself. So when you get on here, you just be yourself. Miss
Mhm.
Donna Smith is always who she is. You know,
I am.
I'm always who I am. Everybody know who I am. And when you come on, just be who you are. And then again,
Yep.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This was one of my special. This episode 2 for Look, Listen, and Made You Look. And look what I have. I brung the
Yeah.
diamond. I
And
brung
I
the diamond.
loved it. Mwah. I
I
loved
brung the
it.
diamond. And you'll be able to see these two faces and a whole other more faces coming up this Sunday, like 4 to about, you actually, they stay on forever. I actually have to leave. I've showed Donna how to
We
use Zoom.
sad you have to leave. That's a shame.
That's because I have to work, and it's just to December. Then I'll be back doing what I was doing again. Sometimes you got to go build America, and you know that. And you know,
Uh-huh. But
I gotta
that's
go.
good
I
though.
gotta make sure y'all lights on. You know that's what I do. If you got click your lights on, so we don't have no rolling
Yeah,
blackout,
please do.
I help y'all keep the lights on.
Cause
But hey,
I'm
Tom
scary.
Slee.
I'm scary. I'm scary. I can need lights over here in this house. I can't be without no lights over here. So you gotta keep
Hey,
them on.
so look at Tom Slick, AK. This was the look listen session that I just enjoyed with the very talented, inspirational Lady D, Donna Smith.
Thank you.
Make sure you tune in, and hey, you will see this rolling around coming somewhere next to you.
Yes.